Maybe there it is. Look at that. Hello and welcome to another special live interview where we interview all kinds of interesting people in and around Page, Arizona. Today we're over here at where they're setting up the fireworks display with Mike Kreidel. And what company is it you work for?
Fireworks Productions of Arizona, out of Phoenix.
Fireworks Productions out of Arizona. Or of Arizona, out of Phoenix. So I'm going to kind of tilt this a little bit here. We've got, oh wow, lots of people joining in. Hopefully the cell signal is decent enough here. If it's not, we apologize. Let's see if I can angle this down a little. There we go. So I'm looking at these tubes here. This is for the finale?
This is the grand finale that we're at right now.
The grand finale is where this is. So the city of Page actually came down here and helped you guys dig these trenches to bury the tubes?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Just for the finale, we bury the tubes.
I'm going to scoot this a little closer so they can hear you.
No problem. Just the finale, we bury the, well, and some of the ones up top here, but there's another firing line up top, which we'll go see.
Yeah, we'll go see that here in just a minute. So the reason you bury these is why? I'm sure our audience would love to know.
For stability and for some safety. It adds, it's extra safety.
Extra safety?
Right.
Okay.
But more or less, it's for stability. I could use stakes and stake them to flat earth, but we feel better burying them.
Okay, makes sense, makes sense. What kind of fireworks do you use in this here?
Well, you can see there's different size fireworks that go in this grand finale, and for instance, it starts here with 4-inch.
Okay. Here, I'm going to turn the camera around real quick so I can see what I'm actually showing people. It's hard to see from there. We go. All right, so now we can see you and we can see what's going on. All right, so we got the 4-inch right here.
So essentially, there's a little more that's to this finale once we get it built, but this is basically the start of the finale. The fuse will come into here and it will go this way.
And it goes all the way down the line that way?
It goes down and then it makes the turn, and then it comes all the way back down this side.
Okay, so he's saying it goes all the way down this way, makes the turn, and then comes all the way back up this way. And I can see things are getting a little bit larger as we get down this way.
That's exactly right. We like to build the finale until, and the largest tubes here are 8-inch fireworks shells.
Those are 8-inch fireworks
and
shells.
Those go between 800 and 1,000 feet.
800 and 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Now, I did see that you guys were doing something a little bit different this year.
Well, we have some, but I try to redesign the show just a little bit every year.
Okay.
But, and I just use I use what products that are afforded to us. So we have some what we call cakes, and they're multi-shot effects.
Okay.
You light one fuse and it'll do like 300 things for you.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of a cool little effect, and the crowd always seems to like those.
Definitely, definitely.
And yeah, and there'll be some new shapes this year. I think there's aside from your typical smiley faces and some stars, there'll be some planet Saturn.
Oh, really?
Is a new shape this year, and
Nice.
I think there's a fish of all things.
A fish?
Yeah.
Really? Any dragons?
I don't think there's any.
We're gonna have to get one of those for like Lord of the Rings. You know,
Well,
get
we
the dragon
could.
that flies over the crowd.
I'm sure they make something like that.
Probably. If not now, I'm sure they will.
That's right, but it's a great show. The whole show is 1,773 fireworks shells.
Well, why not 1,775?
76.
Or that's
Right.
Sorry, Marine Corps 75.
Right.
The rest of the country was a little late in following us, so we got 76.
There have been years where it was 1,776. Just not this year. It just, things just.
Sure, okay.
But that's the total amount of shells. They range anywhere from 1.5 inches, which are in those multi-shot boxes that I was just talking about, all the way from 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 inches. Those are the size shells that we shoot here.
Wow.
And that's pretty big. Lots of places can't shoot 8-inch shells. There's just not enough room.
Right, and since we're out here, this is attached to the golf course. We're kind of like behind the golf course. I guess you guys just have plenty of space.
Right, there's just enough room. The fallout zone has to be a certain distance from the fireworks, and those homes fall just outside of what we need.
Oh wow!
So it's really nice to have this shoot site. It's a beautiful launch site.
Definitely. So I know. I mean, most of Arizona has canceled their fireworks display because of extreme fire danger and stuff. And here we mostly just have some tumbleweeds, grass, and rock.
Right. There's nothing to burn.
Yeah. So I know the fire department's probably going to be up here. Yeah.
Yes, they're always here. Chief Jeff Reed takes good care of us. We have a great working relationship, and yeah, as you can see, there's just really nothing to burn here.
Here, I'll do a real quick pan around so everybody can see where we're at here. That's where a lot of the rest of the show. We're standing at the finale, and we'll be going up here in just a second, but there's all kinds of tubes up there as well. Are those called mortar tubes?
Mortar tubes?
Mortar tubes, okay.
That's right.
I don't know if there's lingo or anything like that.
That is the lingo. That's exactly right. And they work, and that's essentially how they work.
Just like a mortar?
Yep.
All right, well, that makes sense. Actually, I had some questions for you about that. So, do you guys use any kind of electronics to set these off? Is it digital, or do you actually stand out there, with some kind of ignition device and actually light the fuses?
Good question. Both. Actually, yes, both.
Both? Okay.
The largest tubes, as you can see up here.
Point up there, the large tubes. Those are giant things
right
there.
8-inch tubes. Those are the same size as the ones here in the finale.
Same as those.
These are chained in. These get lit by one long fuse.
Okay.
These we shoot electronically.
Oh, okay. So those ones up there. Now, do you guys do it to any kind of music? I know some do,
No,
some don't. Okay.
we don't.
All right. I wasn't sure if you guys were up here jamming and
Right.
having a good old time, and
Nope.
but nobody else was knowing there was music behind it. Okay.
I imagine it would be possible to maybe do a radio thing with the radio station where you could.
Oh, I see.
we
Okay.
could sync
Okay.
that up maybe. I don't know. It might be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting though.
And there's great pyro musicals. Just this isn't that kind of shit.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, and most of our show is hand lit. We use a road flare.
Okay.
That's exactly how we.
A road flare on like a big long
stick.
pole.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure we'll go up here and check this out in a minute, but the person that's doing that, I'm sure there's all kinds of protective gear that they have to
Yes.
wear for that.
Full Nomex suit, Nomex hood, obviously ear and eye protection, gloves, boots.
Okay. And we were actually talking about this on the way down. Apparently, you need all kinds of special licensing to be able to launch off this kind of fireworks. It's not just something somebody can go out and pick up and say, "Hey, I'm going to do this."
No. We're all federally licensed, all cleared through the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives.
And explosives, yeah. They just keep adding acronyms on the end of that one.
Exactly right. Yeah, we're all cleared. We all have our letters of certificate, and then the city handles the local permitting for us. And
Okay.
My company handles permitting as well.
Okay.
So it's just it's a group effort, but it's there's a lot of legality that goes.
I can imagine. Yeah, this is not something that you would normally set off in the street. I mean, it's normally illegal, but something like that, you're going to the federal pen for quite some time.
You're right. I mean, and they're in the wrong hands. They're extremely dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So let's go over a little bit how this works. I know a lot about it, but I'm sure a lot of our viewers are curious. So we have these mortar tubes down here, all the different sizes. How exactly is it that fireworks get set off from inside there?
Well, I'll show you.
All right, hold on. Let me follow you here.
Let's use this 8-inch.
All right, a little easier to look at.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, the firework is essentially a round ball
Okay.
that has a charge on the bottom.
And by charge, you mean like a black powder charge?
It's a black powder charge.
Okay.
There's a long fuse that goes into that charge. And when that charge goes off, it propels the fireworks shell out of the tube,
Okay.
launches it to a specific height. There's a time fuse burning inside of it as it's flying, and then it goes off in the air.
Okay.
So, to load these, and I don't have one to show you at the moment, but you can hold it by the fuse and you just drop it down until it seats firmly in the bottom.
Okay.
And since we're at the finale, all of these would be chained together with one
Long fuse that goes through.
continuous fuse. So the grand finale, we light one, we only hit it once, and the whole thing goes.
Okay. All right.
So that's how it. I mean, it's like a mortar. It's like a gun bullet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it works on the same principle. And each shell has a different flight time.
Each one, and they also can change the different, like you said, flight time, so that changes the altitude at which it detonates and does whatever else.
That's right. And obviously, the bigger the shell, the faster it's coming out of the tube. It needs to get going. It's heavier.
Okay.
So, right. And like I said, these 8-inch, they'll go 900 feet, 1,000 feet sometimes.
Whew, man. I didn't realize you guys were launching them that high.
Oh, yeah. And we have 6-inch, so 8 and 6-inch mortars here. And some 5-inch tubes.
Now, what are these tubes made out of? Are they just cardboard?
Yeah, these are just cardboard because they only get used for one shot every single year.
Oh, really? Only one shot? Okay.
Oh, yeah, these just because they're the finale. Now, those up there get shot out of many times during a show.
Oh, okay. All right. So, do you use the old ones from that to do the finale for the next year, or?
No, like I said, the finale tubes, because they only get shot out of once a year, they're good for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Maybe even more.
Okay. All right. Now, are all of the tubes made out of cardboard, or do you guys also have special ones as well?
No, most of the big line up there, those are all fiberglass.
Ah,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right.
Fiberglass or high density polyethylene, HDPE.
Okay.
Very strong.
Yeah, a little bit. So these cardboard ones here, that was going to be my next question. So I know a little bit about how black powder works, and its burn speed, but I know a lot of people don't. How is it that igniting the black powder charge that sends the thing up? How does it not blow the tube apart?
Well, because the tube is strong enough to withstand that particular shell. It's built for that type of charge.
So these are actually specifically made just for fireworks?
Yes.
Okay.
They are.
So you can't just take one of your little Christmas wrapper paper things and launch something out of that.
No, you can't.
That's a good thing.
And you can't even really you couldn't use PVC either because it's just not strong enough.
No, definitely.
And it's too, it's just not strong enough.
Okay.
It's too brittle.
Sure,
actually.
sure.
But I mean, you can see the tube wall on here is, that's a good, that's
Here,
a
I'll
good
put my hand up
inch
just
thick,
like that.
so-
You can see, yeah, it's nice and thick.
Right. Because they have to withstand a malfunction, and when I say malfunction, if the shell were to go off in the mortar, it's a pretty devastating thing.
Right,
It
right.
will, sometimes it will blow up the whole mortar, but the goal is to see if we can't,
Prevent that, right.
Prevent that, right.
Have
So
you
it's,
ever seen anything like that? Accidents?
We've
Yeah.
had a few, we've had a few shells go off low here. We've had a few go off in the tube. It's part of it, it's part of
It just
being-
happens.
It just happens.
As long as you prepare for it.
We get very good, high quality fireworks, and for the past, at least the past 2 or 3 years, we have not had one malfunction.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Glad to hear that.
really,
I
really good
remember
record.
this was quite some time ago. I've been here in Page for, I don't know, probably 16 years now. And I do remember one year, at least one year that I can remember off the top of my head, where it looked like the entire mesa up here was on fire. Is that a contingency that the fire department has planned for, or?
Well, yeah, they definitely know. They know what they're doing, and they've had to put out a few little spot fires up here. But like I said, there's just not a lot to burn.
Right,
we angle everything out over the mesa here, right off the cliff.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you guys can see the dam there in the distance. So they actually angle it up this way.
We try to launch everything out this way, so there's no risk of getting back, anywhere near
Towards
these
the houses
homes.
and things. Okay.
Those
All right.
homes are really our only concern.
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
And they're far enough away. Like I said, the fallout zone is. They're outside of it. So
And the fallout zone would be where all the sparks and ash and everything fall from after the fireworks have detonated and rained down?
That's exactly right.
Okay. All right. Well, do you mind if we go take a look at the main line you got up
Sure,
here?
let's go up there.
So once again, guys, this is the finale line down here with one fuse where they light it up here and it runs all the way down and then back around in a big U shape. But the main fireworks display is up here. We're going to walk up that way. So be patient with the camera wiggling around. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I'm trying to plug it when it gets windy out here. Well, we appreciate you letting us come up here and talk to you about this.
I appreciate you coming down. I always like to show people what we do.
Well, it is really neat. Oh, we've got some people commenting. Mario says, hi. Hi, Mario. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. And he says, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Well, I go with Happy Independence Day. A lot of people forget what it's about. So.
That is true.
So do you guys have to plow this out of tumbleweeds and stuff every year?
Well, the city many years ago was nice enough to clear it, and it remains in pretty good shape year after year.
Oh, that's good.
They come down and just do a little bit for us.
Okay.
And it's really, really helpful. We couldn't do it without them. We really couldn't.
Awesome.
Because it would be a lot of digging and shoveling and...
Definitely. So if you guys can't tell where we're at, that's the golf course down there. And you got some of the new hotels, and there's Denny's right there. This is Highway 89 right here. There's the dam, and we're up here on this big dirt flat spot where, as you can see, we start here. Are these 8 inches as well?
These are 8-inch mortars. Yeah.
So you got 8-inch mortars here, and they've got all kinds of different sizes all the way down that way. Look at all that.
Yeah, we can walk down. I'll tell you the sizes here.
All right. Oh, we're getting a lot of thumbs up here.
All right. So these are 3-inch.
Okay, so we've got 3-inch here. Wow. Now, do you guys? Okay, here's a question for you.
Sure.
So, do you guys put one firework per tube, and then that's it, or do you come back and try and reload afterwards?
We preload, so every tube has a firework before we start the show.
Okay.
As we're shooting, people will come in and reload.
Oh, really?
And,
okay.
And they only get reloaded maybe 3 times.
Okay, but they do
So
get
we have
reloaded.
enough mortars too.
Okay.
So the reloading we try to keep to a minimum.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, here's kind of an interesting question for you. Do you guys, is this similar to how an old black powder cannon used to be, where you have to run a wet swab down it before you put in a new firework? Okay.
No, these are all self-contained. You know, like I was saying, you literally just drop the shell in there.
Okay.
The fuse hangs out.
Okay.
It has a cap on it. You light the end.
So there's no worries that there's going to be any embers or anything. So when someone reloads it, it won't go off.
That's exactly right.
Okay, good.
And the fuse that these shells use burns at 32 feet per second.
And is that like a high quality control fuse?
It is.
Okay, because I was going to say most fireworks, it's like maybe not. We're not really sure. Depends on where it was made.
32 feet a second is
It's really fast. Yes.
almost instantaneous. So they're really fast.
And I was going to say free fall. I think gravity's 32 feet per second, so it's really fast.
It's really fast. So essentially, and like I said, there's a cap on the end of these shells that you pull off, and it exposes part of the fuse.
Okay.
And that part burns it burns slower than the rest.
Okay.
But
all
once
right.
it gets inside of its wrapper, it's instant, and it goes.
Okay.
Fireworks shell
All right.
immediately goes off. So yeah, so 3-inch here.
Okay.
And these are 4-inch.
4-inch.
Yep, and you can see. I mean, they're. It's a fiberglass tube.
Yeah, you can actually see the strands in there. Okay.
You can. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay.
And they're.
Oh yeah, they're capped on the bottom.
Fully sealed on the bottom.
Okay. All right.
And we build these nice racks. Well, my company builds these for us.
Okay.
And very sturdy. And there's just enough play in here so it doesn't, everything won't tear the rack apart.
Right.
And then 5-inch here.
Okay, 5-inch.
5-inch mortars.
And you can see there's my hand. You can kind of see how big that is.
Right.
And these are not loaded right now, so
No,
just so if we had any questions out there, it's not like we're doing anything dumb.
Right. There are no fireworks on site at the moment. And these are 6-inch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then it sort of repeats that system.
Okay. All right. So you have one size, one. Okay, I see. All right, that makes sense, and it just kind of keeps going.
So we just kind of keep going, and I have 2 people that shoot the fireworks for the show.
Okay.
And one person will start at that end, and they just work their way down at a pace that they feel is entertaining.
Okay. Is there like an art to it?
Well, there is a bit of an art because you don't want dead air. I'm a big fan of it. I want at least 2 to 3 fireworks in the air at all times, so it's exciting. There's always something going on.
A lot of it, yeah, I'll bet.
And sometimes that's easy to pull off, and sometimes sometimes it's not. So, but my shooters are really experienced and they're really good at it. So chances are there's always something going on.
How long is the show supposed to last tonight?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
And
Wow.
We usually come in, right about that.
And your guys are starting at 9 sharp?
9 o'clock on the nose.
9 o'clock on the nose.
When my phone hits 9 o'clock, we start the show.
Okay. Now, do you guys do some kind of like a warning saying, hey, everybody pay attention?
We do. I do 3 of them, as a matter of fact. At 8:30, I launch a single salute shell, which is just the bomb.
Okay.
No color.
So you just hear a loud bang.
It's just a loud
Okay.
boom. At 8:30, I shoot one of those. At 8:40, I shoot one of those. And at 8:50, I shoot
Okay. To get everyone to start paying attention.
Those are your 3 warning shots. Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Right.
So how far is this? Is this just going to be a single row, or is there another one that they're going to be building?
Just one long row.
One long row. Okay. All right. Oh, let's see here. We got some questions, it looks like.
Sure.
Let's see. Oh, Harland is saying Denny's looks so small compared to the hotels. Yes, it does. What time are the fireworks? If you don't mind asking, they're at 9 o'clock. We were just talking about that,
Right.
so didn't see the question when it came across originally. All right, cool. Oh, and then someone says, "Wow, 20 minutes. That's really cool." So
Yeah.
definitely.
And like I said, you can't put a stopwatch to it, but I come within 2 minutes of that.
Nice. Well, that makes sense. I mean, you've been doing it long enough where you just know how long it's going to take.
Exactly.
How long it takes to set up, how long it takes to run the show, tear down, all that stuff.
That's right. It's fun. We all love it. Everyone here has been on my crew for years. They're all really good guys. I couldn't do it without them.
Looks like a lot of work for
It
just
is.
a short amount of time, like you were talking about.
It's a lot of work for 20 minutes.
Yeah. But that's what it takes.
This is Brian Corbett. He's one of our main one of our main shooters.
Ah,
12th year now.
12 years.
12
Ah,
years.
congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes, not a bad gig.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Well, at least at the end, it's a lot of fun anyway.
Sure, well, there's a lot of work at the beginning, and then you have a lot of work in the middle, but it's really cool because you blow stuff up.
Yep, can't beat
There's a lot
that.
of work afterwards, and then you go have fun.
Right.
It's not a bad gig. Like I said, 12th year.
Yeah, and Brian's one of my 2 shooters, so he puts on the show that you see.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much for the amazing shows. We appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, no, appreciate you guys letting us do it. It's great.
Wow, that's really cool. I'll give you guys another pan around so you can see where we're at. Once again, the golf course, for those of you guys just joining us. That's Denny's way down there in the new hotels. And we're up here way above everybody.
Yeah, we definitely have the best shoot site of any fireworks
In the
place.
state.
Which
I don't
is
know,
really
almost in
great.
The,
That's-
almost in the country, man.
Not much to burn out here, I guess.
No, there's
Well, and just this view, we love it.
Yeah, that view is epic.
Yeah.
We have somebody asking a question. How long does it take to set everything up out here?
Well, our initial setup that you're covering now, we start at 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll be done by 11ish, maybe
Okay.
11:30. Then we'll go have lunch,
No,
take
that's
some
good
time
right
off,
there, 'cause that's
and
a
then
break, so-
around 3:30 we come back with the fireworks and start that prep.
Okay.
That takes
3, 3,
about
4,
4
5,
hours.
6.
All right.
So now I'm just trying to
Another question we have here says, if you haven't covered it, what does it take to get involved with this line of work? Other than all of the licensing we were talking about. Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
You have to sell your soul, and
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it's you get into this business by knowing people in the business.
Okay.
That's essentially how it's not advertised.
Okay, so it's not like something you can find at a job fair, for instance.
Exactly right. Right.
And we were talking earlier about all the licensing and stuff you have to go through the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
That is right. And with that said, crews always need more people. So there's fireworks shows all over.
Well, how do they get a hold of you guys or somebody in the business to
Well,
get to know somebody?
We do. My crew here, we have our own website just for the Page Arizona show. It's azpyro.com.
Oh, okay.
Which you can get all the information about this particular show. But you can also contact us to do other shows for you.
Oh, I see.
And we
So you
shoot
guys
all
don't
over the
just do cities. Do you do other stuff as
We
well?
do all kinds of things.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Here's a question for you. What about, say somebody wants a birthday party fireworks thing. Do you guys do something like that?
We can do that.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Birthdays, weddings, conventions, you name it. Any sort of event.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. You just
Right.
give you guys a holler. Let's see, someone says, thank you so much for sharing and happy 4th of July, everyone. And please be safe out there and don't forget to drink plenty of water.
That's right.
Definitely. All right. Well, once again, we are up here where the fireworks display is getting set up for tonight in Page, Arizona. And we're with Mike Kreidel from
Fireworks Productions of Arizona.
Fireworks Productions from Arizona. So we're giving a big shout out to them. Thank you for letting us come down and interview you. We really enjoyed the show, and I'm sure everybody liked watching. So thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Happy 4th.
All right, so this has been Chris Lee here with LPNN doing the interview. We'll catch you guys soon. I do believe Lois is still out there broadcasting at the park. If she's not, get back to work, and we'll see you guys here in a little while.